Well, this month we have been working our way through Gary Zukav's book, The Seat of the Soul. And our topic this morning is entitled Power. And as we talk about here every Sunday, I'm sure, that we are souls that are made in the image and the likeness of this divine power, of beauty and love, of pure energy, divine source, all of those things. And it's infinite in every respect. And then it gets encapsulated into this teeny tiny little body, into this physical human space. And that physical human space comes with it our own individual personality, our own persona, our own take on things. We are that individual expression of the grand allness that is. And I believe that each of us is here to remember, to remember, to remember that wholeness, that allness, that oneness. And it takes an ever letting go, it takes an ever evolving to our highest, best yet to be. That's what our journey is. And, you know, many of us, some people believe we've had prior lives here on this earth. Gary Zukav in his book talks about, you know, prior lives and karma and the things that you've done in the past that give you the lessons of today and so forth and so on. And, you know, I don't really espouse to knowing for sure all of that is, you know, dead on. I believe that life is totally infinite in nature, and so it's a very good possibility that maybe, you know, this soul that's infinite and doesn't have a physical form has been here on this earth plane before, or maybe not. Who knows? Maybe I was hanging out on a star somewhere or something. I don't, you know, and it really doesn't matter to me where I've been or literally where I'm going to go, you know, as far as that goes after this life period, because I had someone ask me that one time, you know, well, where are you going to go when you die? And I'm like, I don't know. Beats me. But what I do know, without a shadow of a doubt, with as much certainty that I can ever have, is that I will be with God. How that's going to look, I don't know. I'm usually up for surprises, so I'll probably be surprised. But it's going to be with love. It's going to be with wholeness. It's going to be with unity. It's going to be with all those characteristics, you know, that we talk about in our human form, that we can somehow wrap our arms around this infinite being. It's going to have those qualities about it, those characteristics about it, and I am going to be safe and secure and tended to and looked after, because that's the way love works. It empowers you. It encourages you. You know, and I don't have any doubt that's where I'm going to be. I'm going to be in love's arms. And what's great about it is, guess what? That's where I'm at right now. Why not? So Gary Zukav in his book, he talks about the idea that our personalities, this human side of us, can be splintered. We take with us events and judgments of the past, and we apply them to the present. We apply them to ourselves in a less than wholehearted, beautiful, authentic way. And those splintered personalities are where we are coming from, that feeling that we're separate, feeling that we're lacking something. And yet, he talks an awful lot about being empowered. The empowered person is one who knows its unity. It knows that it is one with this love and this light and this joy and this wholeness. And so we have the choice at every moment to either come from that splintered personality Or we can use wisdom and divine judgment to stop, to become aware of what is it that's going on with me right now. That's why he espouses, and we talked about it last week, to be aware of your feelings. To really and honestly let yourself stop and observe. How am I feeling? What's going on within me? Why am I feeling this way? And chances are, if it's some sort of a feeling of less than, or of question, or of concern, we're bringing to the table at this moment something that is more than likely subconscious, unconscious in our psyche. And it's probably something from the past, some judgment we made of ourselves, or some lack of judgment that we're making of something or someone in the current moment. So we're always a choice to stop, assess, observe without judgment. Just say, that's interesting. That's one of the words we use quite a bit. That's interesting that I would feel that way. That must be charged from some sort of thinking that is coming up for me, maybe in my psychic from years ago, maybe something that someone said. How many of you are enjoying reading The Science of Mind this month? Oh my gosh. David Alt is the writer of the lessons, the daily lessons in this month's Science of Mind magazine. And he was mentioning the fact that when he was a little boy, 7 years old, his father died suddenly. And he can remember hearing his mother on the phone with someone saying, and what am I going to do with this little 7-year-old? What am I going to do with this little boy? And from his standpoint, from a 7-year-old, he took that he was a burden. That just got implanted. In his psyche, I'm a burden. So I have to outdo myself. I have to be the best I can be. I have to be the best little boy or whatever, in order to overcome that decision that little 7-year-old made. And that happens to all of us all the time. We bring with us these experiences that meant nothing in the moment. And yet they're buried in our psyche. And so I wanted to share with you one of his readings from this week, a portion of it, that really struck me. I just love it. It's called Take What Shows Up on Your Plate. And at the end of it, it's talking about that the spiritual teacher, Ram Dass, once shared, take what shows up on your plate and transform it until it feeds you. We are designed to take our fears and transform them. When fear meets change, change will always win. The inevitable evolution of our planetary, professional, and individual systems revolves around an axis of change. We can either transform our resistance or remain perturbed and stubborn. Locking into familiarity and stubbornness will lock out our life force. We can welcome, I'd never seen this word before, I guess you say it, perturbation, being perturbed. But it's a funny, interesting way, perturbation. I think that's where the accent is on the right syllable there, I don't know. Being perturbed, in other words. We can welcome being perturbed as a divine messenger, understanding that its presence is perfectly timed and its core message is letting us know we are ready for greater transformation. I move beyond the familiar and into the greater yet to be. Time to breathe. Time to accept that whatever it is that's been put on my plate, I have the opportunity, I have the challenge, I have the availability to transform it to something that will feed me rather than that will perturb me or disturb me or upset me or make me complain like actually this is the wristband that says, complaint-free world, and you can't complain for 21 days in a row. I think I got up to day 8. How long have I had this on my wrist now? It was the second week of the 9-week class, which ended last week. Several weeks. And so it's just a reminder to be aware of what it is that I'm complaining about. I didn't write it down, but somewhere in the book he said something about complaining is literally wanting somebody else to make you happy. Complaining is not enjoying what's really happening at the moment. Complaining is not taking what's on your plate and transforming it. It's just griping about it. So we are here, in my estimation, to transform, to change, to evolve. That's what life is about, right? I mean, literally, we look around us at the nature of things. Life is always changing. Nothing is remaining the same. Nothing is remaining stagnant. It's always letting go. It's always moving forward. And it takes knowing that we can trust this universe, this power, this life with a capital L. We can trust it. It knows what it's doing. It really doesn't need us to direct it. In all actuality, we need to become more supple and go with its flow and see where it takes us. I think I've probably shared with you more than once that I don't really consider myself too much of a patient person. I would consider myself like an A- personality. I'm one of those that I just want to get it done. Just want to do it. So I've always said patience is a virtue that would be nice to have, but it's not one of my big fortes. Well, as I turned my Louise Hay calendar over this morning, I just loved it because the quote was, "Patience is being at peace with the process of life." And in that respect, okay, I'll sign up for patience. I'll sign up to have peace with the process of life. To just let it be. We heard in the song this morning that was written that it's spirit speed. We came upon that quote, when we were actually moving into this space 5 years ago, when we were looking for a new space to move to and whatnot, and we said, well, it'll be done with spirit speed. And guess what? We're in that situation once again. Because our 5-year lease is up, and it looks like we're just kind of looking to see what else might be available. What is open? What does Spirit have for us to serve ourselves and this community at a greater, deeper, more involved level? So it'll come with Spirit speed. And gay, don't be impatient. Patience is being at peace with the process of life. It knows what it's doing. And it is only my perspective that needs to be corrected. Only my vision that needs to be changed. For all is well. I wanted to share with you one of the readings from Ellen Katie's Opening Doors Within. It says, "It matters not where you are or what you are doing. I am with you always." Of course, this is the I am. This is God speaking. I am with you always. "But unless you are consciously aware of it, you can go through life like a blind person, unaware of the wonders and beauties all around you, groping your way in the darkness. When you are aware, you have eyes to see with and ears to hear with. All the little things in life have a new and deeper meaning. You take nothing for granted, but see a plan and purpose running through everything that is taking place in your life. You find a real joy and uplift in everything that is happening to you. You see with the eyes of the Spirit. You understand the things that matter in life, and life is full to overflowing with joy and happiness. You begin to appreciate that there is nothing haphazard in all that is going on. You recognize my hand in everything, and your heart is filled with love and gratitude. God is in charge, and all is well. I just love that saying. Even if you don't believe it when you're saying it, say it anyway. I shared with you, see my little affirmation. See, positive affirmations create my future while making me feel good at the moment. So when I say all is well, it makes me feel good. That's the way it is. We are all captains of our ship in life. We are the ones that are charting our course. We are the ones that are calling the shots as to what life is giving us, is bringing to us, because we speak our word, we speak our intentions, and life responds to that. So it behooves us to be kind to ourselves if we want to be around people who are kind to us. It behooves us to love ourselves, to have patience with ourselves, so that we will draw that energy to us. Life responds to what we give out. What are we giving out? Our topic this morning is power. And we're talking about the empowered person, authentically empowered people. The splintered personality gives their power out to other people, to other things, to other situations and events in life, and they feel powerless. And then they're scared, and there's no doubt that there's a good reason for that. We want to be able to be solid in our own empowerment. So Zukov puts it this way: you are only as powerful as that which you stand for. Do you stand for more money in the bank and a bigger house? Do you stand for an attractive mate? Do you stand for imposing your way of thinking upon others? These are the stands of the personality that's seeking to satisfy its wants. Do you stand for perfection, for the beauty and compassion of each soul? Do you stand for the power of love and the clarity of wisdom? Do you stand for forgiveness and humbleness? These are the stands of the personality that has aligned itself with its soul. This is the position of a truly powerful personality. So when we align our personality with our soul, which is all those beautiful things, is compassion, is love, is giving, is generosity, boy, there's nothing more powerful. And especially when we bring our own individual, personal intentions to life. You see, life needs us individually to bring to it what we want to have. It leaves the door wide open. It is infinite in nature. And so whatever we think, whatever we desire, whatever we can imagine, we can create, we can have. Why not make it something grand? Why not make it something fabulous? Because we are ready for it. We truly are ready for it. We are ready, as they say, to wake up. To wake up from the stupor, this mesmerized stupor that so many of us have been living in. You know, and this idea of life is just one step in front of the other in front of the other. It's not. It's all newness. It's all a joy. And yes, I'm telling myself that even in the midst of learning again this new program at work. I will have to say, we've been on this program for the month of July, and now almost August is coming to the close. For 2 months. I've been doing this new program at work. And it's this commercial insurance. And so you have to, everything you do has to have an action that goes with it. So you have to make sure that you document, and you create an action. And so many of us are going, well, what do we do with these actions again? And I just found out that if I give an action to somebody else, I don't keep it anymore. It's like passing the ball and they have it now. Because I thought, oh, well, I gave it to them, but I've got my own action. No, Gay, you gave your action up. You got it. Somebody else is happening now. Oh, my. And so I'm recognizing, you know what? It's okay. I'm learning a whole bunch of stuff. I'm really doing this. And it's kind of fun. Well, yeah, it's exasperating. Yes, it's, challenging. Yes, it's all of those things. But you know what? I must be up for it because the universe put it on my plate. What in your life has the universe put on your plate that you want to turn into food that will feed you? We all have it. And you just look back at your life. Remember in that decade what you were going through? Remember then. It's the way life works. We are evolving, totally, always, letting go. And so what he's given us here are these clues. He's got 5 different, is it 5 or 4? 4 different things to consider, to be aware of, to remember when you are working toward being this authentic person that's aligning your personality with your wholeness of your soul. He said the first thing to do is to make a choice to become humble. Humble. Another one of the qualities of humbleness is meekness. The meek shall inherit the world. Humbleness. A humble person is not interested in seeking power outside of themselves. They are quietly confident. A humble person does not ask for more than they need. And what they need, the universe supplies. It's kind of a quiet power that being humble gives us. The second quality that authentically empowered person has is that they are one who forgives. Lets things go. Doesn't remain in the past. Doesn't cling on to regret. Forgiveness means that you do not hold others responsible for your experience. Ooh. When you forgive, you release critical judgment of yourself and others. You lighten up. Oh my gosh. This last week, I had a flying dream. Do any of you know what I'm talking about? Oh my gosh. It was just fabulous. It was right before I woke up, so I really remembered it. And I was in this room somewhere with a bunch of people, and it was like I'm teaching them all how they do this. See, I'm a teacher. So I'm like, yeah, all you do is you just lift up. It's very easy. You just lift up, and all of a sudden you're bouncing on the ceiling, and then you try to get yourself out the window or the door, and you just go up as high as you want. Oh, anyway, sorry, I had to share. It was just so wonderful. I just love that. So you lighten up when you forgive. Yay. The authentically empowered person is clear in their perceptions and in their thinking. Clarity is the perception of wisdom. It is being able to perceive and understand the illusion and then to let it play. Clarity allows you to experience your fellow humans with compassion instead of judgment and sees the perfection in each situation. What did Eileen Katie say? See with eyes that see the truth, see what's going on. Don't be a reacting, what was a hen? Oh gosh, Chicken Little story. And just reacting, with that type of thing. Clarity evaporates fear. When you're clear, when you're solid, there's no fear that comes into play. The authentically empowered person, finally, and always and fully lives in love. Love heals the personality. Love heals everything, does it not? Loving personality doesn't seek to control, but it nurtures. It doesn't dominate. It empowers. Love is the richness and the fullness that our soul desires to experience, to play with, to be, to share with everyone. So I want us to know our truth. Our truth is that we are this beautiful love, always, in expression, that's evolving, that's playing, that's growing, that's letting go. So I want you to open up your hearts, open up your minds, let go of the past, grab what's new and expressing in you through you today. Do it with humbleness, with clarity, with gratitude. And you know what? We're going to fly high. Feels great, doesn't it? All right. You go live in peace. Namaste. Mm-hmm.